Hi, it's Alberto from NFTs to me. Welcome back to this video where I explain you how to deploy a collection once created to the blockchain. In this case, we'll use the Polygon Mumbai testnet, which is the testnet from Polygon, but it applies for mainnet as well. Remember that we created the collection. If you don't remember or haven't watched the video yet, go back to the videos on the YouTube playlist. And let's click on resort. We've got everything in here. Upload it, and it's uploaded to IPFS, so it's secured on the decentralized and immutable system, file system that we uploaded in the previous step. And let's click on deploy smart contract, and it says, oh, tip, before deploying to Ethereum mainnet, we'll recommend you to first deploy to the collection on a testnet. That is our case. So we can click on here or here for the network. We do it in a following step, and it first asks us some contract information, the contract name, that we can leave it as it is right now, which is taken from the project name. Token symbol, we can choose to use whatever symbol we want. For instance, we can say symbol, which doesn't make any sense in here, but for the test purposes is fine. Then the minting type. If we press in here, we see the different minting types. There are sequential, specify, and two-step random minting. Sequential is the most common and is basically when you mint, you get first the first token, then the second token, then the third mint is the third token, and so on. With random minting, there's no order. So let's say that you mint in a 1000 tokens collection, and you can get a 702 on the first minting or whatever. So you don't really know which token you'll receive. Let's say there are some really rare tokens, and you don't want the users to know about it. So you can use the random minting, which is a on-chain random. That's why it's at 2 steps minting process. And finally, you've got the specify minting, which is a minting where you let the user to choose which NFT they like the most. There is a showcase, and they can choose between them. We can also choose the type of contract. We have the most common 721 or the newest 1155. We'll leave it as this. And this, which is really interesting, is that we can choose to have our contracts upgradable. It means that we can, if we click in here, if we create a new version of the contracts with new functionality, we'll upgrade your contracts for free. This can have some drawbacks. Basically, you can click in here, have more information, but basically, if you use the upgradable contracts, they won't be immutable because we can upgrade them, but you'll be able to have new functionalities. But whereas if you use non-upgradable, they will be fixed on the blockchain, and there's no way you or anyone can change the contract, and they could give some confidence, some extra confidence to the owners of their NFTs. Then we choose the network. As we said, we are going to deploy to testnet. In this case, Polygon Mumbai, which is the testnet from Polygon. We change switch, and it says no, we are in a testnet. This is useful to carry out some tests without any cost. And then we have to set the pricing. We can set it in native coin. In this case, it's Matic, but we can change it to any ERC20 like USDC or any custom that we choose ourselves. We leave it in native coin, which is Matic, but we can change it as we said. We can change the price to, let's say, half a Matic or Matic. And then we've got the total supply. The total supply, we can't change it in here because we are getting it from the previous steps where we created the collection. And finally, in the last part of pricing, we've got the secondary sales, which are the royalties we get for every secondary sale in different marketplaces that we'll get for any sold NFT. Most marketplaces will automatically honor this, but some won't. We've got the creators fee enforcement that will help you to enforce that, but you don't have to use it. It's an optional feature that we've got for you. And then the royalties, you can lower it up to 0%. You won't get any percentage, or a maximum of 10%. If we go above that, it says, okay, you're beyond that. So let's set, for instance, 5. And finally, and after that, the revenue distribution. Here we can customize how to distribute the revenue that you receive from selling the items in your collection. So you can choose as many wallets as desired, but by default, we've got the collection owner, that's your address, and us, that will get a small percentage that you can remove it using our booster packs. So clicking here if you want more information about that. But let me explain you something about this. It is really important to understand this. When deploying, you be the collection owner. And how do we say that, set that or represent that? We create an NFT for every collection deployed that represents the ownership of the collection. And you can transfer it, which means that if you transfer the NFT, you're transferring the ownership of the collection. So who is receiving the revenue? The owner of the collection. If you transfer the ownership, you are transferring the ability to claim the revenue. And this can be very interesting, because let's say that, for instance, you are a collection creator and you sell collections, but you leave the promotion to other people. So you can create a collection and then sell the collection to anyone, and he will be the one who receives the revenue. Or let's say that you do a sold out on your collection, and after that you like to sell it to someone else, and you can transfer it, and the one who buys your collection, he will receive the secondary sales of your collection, because he's the current owner. Think about it. It's really, really powerful. But we can also choose to add some fixed revenue distribution. Of course, it won't make any sense, because it could make sense to choose the owner, because we may sell in the future, and we say, okay, right now for my address, I set 10%, and the owner an 85%. I can change this, but I can't change this. So it could make sense to do it like this if you think about selling your collection in the future, and you can add as many wallets as desired. After that, we've got the reveal metadata, which basically lets you to show the metadata from the beginning, which is the default, is public and fixed and immutable from the beginning, and you won't be able to change in the future, but you can choose to hide it until you decide to reveal it. So we can press in here, add a placeholder, wherever, and the users, until you decide to do so, won't see any of the actual images until you reveal it. So let's say it is some surprise, or you don't want the users. It could be even combined with random minting, but they could be useful for the same use cases. Let's say that you don't want the owners to know what are they buying, or let's say that there will be some of your NFTs that will have special features. and you don't want the users to know what are they buying, so you can do a delayed revealing after the sold out, or in the middle of the minting, you can reveal it. And finally, we've got the regular or soulbound collection option. This basically allows you to forbid the transferring of your NFTs. By default, you can transfer them, but soulbound tokens are NFTs that are bound to the buyer or minter, meaning that they won't be able to transfer to anyone. There could be some use cases for this, like for instance, you want to avoid a reselling, or you want to give special personal rights to a specific wallet, or let's say that you want, instead of the whole collection to be soulbound, you can be a regular collection or soulbound collection, but in the regular collection you also can have some of individual tokens to be soulbound. For instance, you do an airdrop, but you don't want that airdropped tokens to be transferred, so you can on the airdrop to choose to have soulbound tokens. Finally, if we go in here, it says your current account balance is too low. In testnet, you can fund using free faucets. It means that we don't have any Matic on Mumbai, so we'll have to go to the faucet. We can click in here to get some free testnet Matic. We click on our account, we copy the address, paste in here, and click on send me Matic. In a few seconds, it should be on our account. We can check that this is the transaction. We can click in here. It's been already processed, it's been included, and there it is. We've got the half a Matic on our account. We can check in here, and there it is. Of course, this is not real, this is testnet money. And let's go back, and now we are able to deploy it to the testnet. Just clicking here, it will ask us about the transaction. Let me tell you about our fees, well, not our fees, but our contracts. Well, let's click in confirm, and I explain you in the meanwhile. We've got a very optimized contract size. So to create a collection, we are very efficient, and the price of deploying, even in mainnet, even in Ethereum mainnet, is really low. We are the most optimized that we've found so far. You really enjoyed it. Despite having so many features, we are the most efficient on deploying on mainnet. So after deploying, we've got the contract address in here, which is your collection address. You'll be the owner of this, and this is the transaction info. If we click in here, you can see that everything got in there, and you got a token, a new NFT, which is the NFT representing the ownership of this collection. So you can see that is NFT owners, the collection, and that's it. Then you can go to dashboard to manage it, but we showed you this in a different video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please click like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this. If you need anything, just leave a comment on the section on the comments below. Thank you. Bye bye, guys.